In this video, I will be exactly talking about the most important charts of Bitcoin, but more importantly, I will talk about why Bitcoin will probably keep on pumping towards the upside. And this is not due to the fact of the Bitcoin price action on the charts looking super bullish. No, it's purely fundamentally speaking. And I will be exactly explaining what currently is going on here. I will talk about the most important charts. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap off that like button on today's update video. Can we smash it back above 400? That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the price action of Bitcoin. I mean, here on the imminent short term, we can clearly see Bitcoin is getting rejected from this top side right here. While we had a small little fake out above it, we can clearly still see that this is the level where Bitcoin is getting rejected from. Right now, it's weekend, so we're expecting that Bitcoin is probably going to continue to trade sideways. I mean, last week as well, we saw some volatility towards the upside, and last 2 weekends, we actually saw quite a lot of volatility on Bitcoin, so probably maybe it could be happening again here. But on the base case, the weekends are usually very boring, so let's see how it's going to be playing out here. Bitcoin remains to be holding the upward sloping support line, what is of course at the same time, Bitcoin remains to be holding this upward sloping support line, what is of course absolutely incredible. And of course, if we're taking a more educated guess, Bitcoin is probably going to be remain to consolidate in this region, because right now, for already 10 days in a row, Bitcoin has been consolidating in this exact consolidation phase right here. So probably it's going to continue to trade in this region. And right now what we're seeing is just a reaccumulation. And what we're really waiting on is the next catalyst in terms of news. What could really drive up the Bitcoin price? So what are we looking at right now here? I mean, to be very clear, once the Bitcoin spot ETF gets accepted, I personally think Bitcoin is going to be even pumping harder towards the upside. And here is why. So there are currently 12 ETF applications. The general consensus is that the SEC will all approve them at the same time, because otherwise the SEC will probably get a lot of charges from the issuers that they're choosing sides, because for an ETF, it's very important to attract the most amount of capital, because the more capital that you have in your ETF, the more liquidity is in, the lower you can have the fees. Because let's say you have 10 billion US dollars. So let's say you have 10 billion US dollars and someone wants to be investing, what is it? Let's say $10,000 in your ETF. It's a way less big of a size. So the management fee could also be less due to the fact that you're already managing more. So what is going to be happening once these ETFs get accepted? First of all, it's going to be a race to the start. They all want to be launching as soon as possible. And due to that, the Bitcoin price action can probably not change in the change of demand that we're going to be seeing. Then, second of all these issuers, they're going to literally go on a marketing campaign to invest all in their Bitcoin spot ETF and not in the other one. And that is exactly what Larry Fink is doing, the CEO of BlackRock, the richest and largest asset manager over the entire world. And that is why he's going on TV right now and talking so positively about Bitcoin. So literally what all these issuers are going to be doing, they're going to go on a marketing campaign about Bitcoin and why it is so good. And these are billionaires. These are people with a lot of capital, and this could really attract a lot of capital, and this is really going to be the kickstart of the next bull run. So we're expecting that the first Bitcoin spot ETF is going to get accepted in approximately 64 to 65 days from now on, before January the 10th. So expect that around this time, from of November, December, we're probably going to see the Bitcoin price action probably even increase higher, because it's going to be pricing in what is going to be happening. And of course, it could be literally happening any moment right now here, but one thing is for sure, it's probably going to be happening in 60 to 65 days. Why? Is because Grayscale already won the case against the SEC, and the SEC is currently working together with the issuers to complete the filing. So this is the reason why I probably think that Bitcoin is probably going to continue to pump towards the upside. And honestly, you don't understand how gigantic big this is, because they will literally go on a marketing campaign. The richest people alive are going to go on a marketing campaign about Bitcoin, and that is going to be doing something insane on the price action of Bitcoin. It doesn't matter that we're right on the imminent short term creating this bearish divergence, because all I am doing right now here is accumulating more and more Bitcoin. And honestly, if Bitcoin really were to be coming down here and comes down to 31,000 US dollars, it will be a gift, because that will be a massive opportunity in my eyes. Of course, they're going to do everything to suppress the price action, to buy it as low as possible. But honestly, I don't really see a clear reason to be bearish on Bitcoin right now here. Of course, the TA is telling us that we should be a little bit more cautious right here. But what I'm doing, I'm opening up 3x leverage long some positions on Bitcoin all over the place here to, of course, maximize my profits for the next bull run. So I am super excited right now. So If you want to be trading this, don't forget to sign up an account using the link below. You can currently claim a deposit bonus up to $40,000 for only depositing $400. So absolutely insane deposit bonus. Going further in towards the TA on Bitcoin, I mean, we are currently running in towards somewhat of a resistance, but honestly, once this news hit the market, the resistance doesn't matter anymore because probably we're just going to crush through it. And I can tell you also what is going to be happening. Probably, since it's of course Bitcoin related, Bitcoin is going to really shoot towards the upside and really going to take the advantage from this move. Currently, we're seeing a small little dip in the Bitcoin dominance, but be aware, we're right now really in a Bitcoin season, and honestly, once Bitcoin starts to be breaking above its all-time high, that is probably the point where altcoin season could be started, and then I'm going to be investing more money into these smaller altcoins that potentially could do 100 or 200 X's, and I'm going to also talk about it on this exact channel, so make sure to subscribe right now, stay up to date, because we're going to be making a ton of money in the next bull run. It's going to be absolutely insane. So we are right now, of course, breaking out of this gigantic consolidation phase. Also, be on high alert. There was a CME gap around $9,000, and if you're still waiting to be buying that CME gap, you are still waiting. And yes, right now we also create a small little CME gap right here. What was it? Around 29,000 US dollars. Please, or even one at 34,000 US dollars. Please don't be the one that's going to be waiting for the CME gap to get filled. I mean, they usually tend to get filled 95% of the times, but it doesn't necessarily have to get filled here. And right now it's once again a weekend. And if, let's say, some good news hits over the course of the weekend, Bitcoin is probably going to even still pump further on towards the upside. So Bitcoin is right now approaching 36.5K. I think this is the most important resistance to be paying attention towards. But honestly, once again, the market is driven by news nowadays. So if it's really bullish news, we're just going to crush through it. But anyways, if Bitcoin is just going to be going up here without any news and we're going to retest 36.5K, I honestly do think that it's going to be providing somewhat of a resistance. Depends, of course, what is going to be happening. If, let's say, the spot ETF gets accepted, we're just straight away going to, of course, crush through that level. So I'm going to be looking very closely at it. I've currently got some orders set up here, but that is why you want to be using a very tight stop loss right now in this market. So Bitcoin also beautiful retest with the downward sloping resist line, and of course the head and shoulders pattern is currently breaking out. So right now it's weekend. There's not a lot of stuff playing out here, but I just had to point out about all the stuff that's currently going on and why this is definitely the time to be super bullish on Bitcoin. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.